like that. And that was your top 5. All right, we're going to start things off tonight with the Spurs, who have won 25 of their last 27 games. And Victor Wembanyama scored 41 points for the second straight game. I mean, this push for Wemby to be the MVP, it just keeps rolling, especially given the Spurs' recent success. Coach, what do you make of how this is coming together?
It's hard to argue against it because they're winning so much.
Right.
And again, he said it best. He plays both ends of the floor at a high level. I mean, he's walking away with Defensive Player of the Year, for sure.
Question.
And you look at what he's doing offensively and how he affects his group, even when he's not scoring.
Yeah.
You know, the only other guy that I'm marveling at is your guy. I think that
Joker.
Man, what he's doing right now, if he pulls off.
You think I would be praising Brooke?
I was caught off guard.
I'm pushing him heavily for the MVP award just so I can be pleased when he doesn't get it.
But Joker, I mean, those are incredible numbers.
Yeah.
But what Joker's doing in the assist and rebound categories challenges what he does defensively to me.
Yeah.
Like if you talk about MVP voting and balancing it out, where he's edging Joker, I think ultimately is the winning.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah.
Robin, of course, in the West, it's tough. But can you see the Spurs catching up to OKC for that #1 seed?
Yeah, they've been playing at such a torrid pace.
Yeah.
I think they maybe have 2 games against Denver. So Oklahoma's schedule is probably just maybe slightly more favorable. But when you look at who has the better momentum heading into April, you got to hand it to the Spurs team in that category.
It's tough. I mean, Coach, I think some folks, and I don't think we're amongst those folks, are hesitant to call the Spurs a favorite in the West because of, quote, lack of playoff experience.
Is that how I sound?
I know. But are these people in for a surprise?
Listen, first off, I think they got a legitimate, that's a legitimate point if you look out throughout the history of the game. But if you look out throughout the history of the game, we've never seen Wembanyama.
Right.
We have never seen anything like this. Like, to me, what he does on the court transcends experience. It transcends age. And the fact that he has that roster around him and that coach coaching him, yeah, I mean, right now, I can't even pick between OKC and the Spurs. Like, it's that. And the only thing giving OKC that little, like, to where they're still even with the Spurs is that they do have experience.
Right.
If it was just apples to apples, I think going talent for talent and what the Spurs has done to OKC, I think we will be picking the Spurs. So, I mean, this is just, I love it because this is going to be the best playoffs we've seen in a long time. Like, and they've been great, but this is unbelievable how many good basketball teams, how many real contenders we're actually looking at this year.
Speaking as one of those wimpy voiced experience guys.
That is not what you sound like.
Charlie Brown's teacher.
Yeah. But I have been one of those guys.
Yeah.
But Coach has made an excellent point because they weren't even supposed to be anywhere near this point. They're so far ahead of schedule.
Right.
They're #2 in the West, possibly contending to be #1 in the West by the end of the regular season. So Coach is right. All that is pretty much out the window.
Right.
When you have a guy like Wemby in the center, as talented as him.
You could easily have said that about OKC. As they've been going through this thing. You know, they skyrocketed to a championship, and they were all kids for the most part. So I think that age thing is overrated right now. I mean, when you look at Charlotte in the East, I wouldn't look. If I'm coaching against them, I'm like, oh, we got the experience. You're scared as hell because you played against the Charlotte Hornets and that they can hit 25 threes that night. You don't care if they haven't shot a 3 in the playoffs. You just know that that team is ultra talented. And again, I keep saying it, too young to know they should be scared. Too young to know they should lose. Like, those dudes, both of those teams are just fearless basketball teams and very talented.
But the more we talk about it, Robin, sorry to interrupt, it is like the landscape of the league continues to shift and evolve and grow given the level of talent that comes into the league each year. So the things that we haven't seen before, that's what's supposed to happen. We're supposed to be blown out of the water. That Hornets team, maybe they shouldn't, but why not? That's what we've been seeing this season, right? And
that was exactly my point. You look at how the makeup of the league has changed, whether it's kind of naturally with the pace of play, style of play, or with contractual regulations and stuff.
Right.
You don't have 3 veteran players
There it is.
in the center of a team anymore. You have 1 guy, 2 guys who are the heart of your team, and you're kind of patching in roles around them. And a lot of times you're patching those roles with younger guys.
Yep.
And as the stars become younger, you're going to have younger teams contending. So it's not as much of an issue as it was 5 years ago, perhaps.
And I tell you what, even more so now, eliminating that 3rd star, that amount of money that you can invest back into your roster, you're seeing incredible depth. Like, when we go through it, we're going to go through each team that has a superstar, basically MVP today, and what's their record been without that guy.
Right.
All of those teams have winning records. Every one of them. And they got the best players in the league on their team. And when those guys are off the court, they still win. So that tells you exactly about how the league is and how deep all of these teams are.
I'm told we can get into that right now if we want to. Right,
look,
we're here.
Here it is.
We're here. So here are the team records of the top candidates for MVP without their MVPs. Incredible stuff. Because look at the Pistons without Cade, 11-4. Spurs without Wemby, 10-5. We saw it earlier this year. Nuggets without Joker. Celtics without Brown. Thunder without Shea. I mean, incredible.
Incredible. And the one that probably the most biggest one that stands out is the Lakers one.
Right.
Like, Luka is such a big part of that deal, and, you know, for them to still have a winning record without him, I mean, that's very impressive. That shows you how much balance we have in this league. And that's, again, that's just those teams.
Right.
We didn't talk about Charlotte's and all of those other teams in that mix, right? So, again, this is going to be an awesome playoffs. We got, I really believe it can be any of those teams that can win it. I know we always get pressure to pick a team.
Yeah.
But just being a basketball person, like just straight up, it can be any of those teams. And all of those teams are a tweak away from being out of the conversation.
Right. Is there one team on that list, Robin, that surprises you more than
Yes, because I've been a little bit hard on them this season with the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
Ever since Cade went down, that team's rallied. JD, Jalen Duren has been huge. He's been big time. He stepped up his game. Coach, you predicted it.
Yep.
He's been showing us stuff we haven't seen before. And it's not just him. Everybody else is rallying around him, too. So absolutely the Pistons, playing without Cade.
Yeah, and that, you know, I did say that to you guys, but I'm not saying it because I was right. It was because what he was doing, I was just relaying the message that I was seeing something out of him while he was working out on his own that I wasn't seeing in the games, that their whole staff was like, Coach, watch. This guy's going to start unleashing this offensive talent. And what we're seeing without Cade is Jalen is doing some stuff. He's shooting off the dribble jump shots. He's using footwork in the post. He's dominating, you know, the double-double game. He's scoring like 20-plus points, double-digit rebounds. And then you talk about Dennis Jenkins, and those guys are starting to emerge as secondary playmakers. You know, again, this injury is probably a huge blessing for the Pistons.
That's one of the points you addressed for them.
Yeah.
You said you talked about their shooting and then their secondary playmaker.
They're finding out what they have now going into the playoffs. And I think Sasser has shown them a lot. Jenkins has shown them a lot. Obviously, the Herder pickup, getting that extra shooter, big shooter that can guard wings. And then Duren, I'm telling you, he's going to, when the playoffs hit, other bigs are in big trouble with him.
It's like what you said earlier in the green room. Aren't you supposed to find and develop talent as opposed to just grab people who look like they're ready? What a concept. All right, let's get you to some highlights already.